Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. 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 I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. Feel like Ginger from Casino. Aces up my sleeve though. Right before I leave, I step like I'm Dino.
The NFC South heads east.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one, between the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Cam Newton getting set to go with this Panthers offense here for the first time. Cam coming off surgery on his shoulder in the offseason. Caused him to miss the final couple of games of the regular season last year. A disappointing end that saw the Panthers lose the last 6 of his starts after a 6-2 first half of the season. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. 3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Ellington now to return it. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Give him 32 on the play.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around to make the play on the football.
This is Peyton Barber. He led them in rushing a season ago. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play. On 2nd down, Barber. And he's got room. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Peyton Barber, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
This is fielded at the goal line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this position.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. Tackle made that time by Vita Vea.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Newton under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Ndamukong Suh with a sack. We've seen that a ton since he entered the league in 2010. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory.
Defense.
So, of course, they declined that there. They knew they had the free play. They got great yardage out of it.
It's kind of like when we were at dinner last night. You saw me reach for the check, so you ordered dessert on top of it, right? You say you had the free play.
Yeah.
Right? Already had what you needed. Go ahead and get a little more on top. I like it.
From the red zone now, Newton. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And open here is Hogan. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
3rd and long, it's Newton. He's got Smith here. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. Past the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Caught. It's Ellington. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. That's Luke Kuechly with a sack.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. They'll try it now with Barber. And this winds up a disaster. Nowhere near the marker. Bruce Arians takes a shot there, but his guys come up empty. And the Panthers will get the football back. And defensively, they were ready for that. A full-on blitz on fourth down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Christian McCaffrey, last year's catch leader among running backs, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Throwing on third down, Newton. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. Here's Ellington. yards. Well done on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. He'll look to throw. Airing this one out for Evans. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Second and 10. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Being chased out left. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on.
And how about this, a fake? But he will not make the 1st down marker, and that'll be a turnover on downs. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't call it just to call it. They don't just say, oh, what the heck, let's go ahead and fake it here. They feel like they've got something on. They've got the defense in the right spot. Just unsuccessful in that opportunity.
That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando. The coach, he'll have stats, and he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. But remember, last year, Week 5, Gano was good from 63 away to beat the Giants on the final play. This not as critical of a kick or as long, but also not as successful.
You're exactly right about that. I was fortunate enough to be on the call for that game. You know, and me and my crew, we got to see them. When they lined up, we thought, That's a long way. We know he's got a big leg, and then he hammered it. Probably would have been good up to about 70 yards. And after the game, head coach Ron Rivera told the media that his special teams coach had told him, hey, he's good up to 65, coach. And each game, that's what the special teams coach does. Evaluates the distance, lets the head coach know.
Yeah, no doubt he's got the leg, but this time couldn't put it through. On third down, here comes Barber. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. So on fourth down, out comes the Bucs free agent signee Bradley Pinion to punt. So he comes out of nowhere. He's got this handlebar mustache, greasy hair, and he says, would you rather eat a jar of mayonnaise or 3 sticks of butter? And well, all right, never mind. Third quarter action now. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to look deep for Perriman. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Got a man. It's Brashad Perriman. The reception good for 7. It's third down. A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run here with Barber. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And now a jet sweep. This is Evans with it. And he's got some space here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very nice pickup at 33 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A really nice gain of 25 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They're going to look to throw. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin, his 2nd touchdown on the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Showed some of his improv skills there, getting flushed out of the pocket but still able to make the throw for the score.
So that means he's not a method actor?
No.
Because with the improv means break character when you need to. And in the NFL, when you have those guys chasing you, sometimes you have to break character in a big way. But I love the fact that he stayed downfield, kept his eyes up, and made the play. How many rookies do that well?
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Time for our players spotlight, and it focuses in here on Cam Newton. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the run.
Here's Newton. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Newton. And this is going to be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is taken at about the 14. Tremendous return there, 39 yards. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. And the head coach reaches for the red flag, tosses it down on the field. He wants a challenge here.
After review of the play.
And the challenge pays dividends. The ref overturns the play.
Everyone gets a bonus on this one, Brandon. The coach upstairs who signaled down and said challenge it, and the head coach for pulling the red flag.
On the ground, it's Barber to start the drive. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 3rd down, Barber. And to the 46 he goes and no further. So he is well short of the first down marker. And what they're challenging here is the spot of the ball, and this is probably the hardest challenge to win.
So difficult because the speed of the game, the angles of the cameras, your angle from the sideline watching the play can often fool you into thinking that the ball should be placed in a different spot.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Looking to throw. He'll check this one down to Barber.
And And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to get this inside the 30. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Steps away to his left. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it's a second down. Here's 2nd and 8. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line. And that's where the return stops.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before and realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well.
else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Newton throwing complete to Samuel. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down. Newton now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. To the air again, Newton. Thomas has got it, complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A gain of 32 that time. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Newton now to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. But hold everything here. They might have hit the kicker. And if they did, that'll be a 1st down. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Airing this one out for Evans. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Mike Evans, his 14th touchdown now on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going.
And he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. So now Newton and the Panthers down by 16. A minute 35 to go. They've won 3 in a row, but they've got work to do if they want to get a 4th in a row as they come up on first down. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was trying to get that one into the hands of Christian McCaffrey. But it'll be 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. 3rd and long. It's Newton. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Open man is Samuel, complete. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, 78 yards. As his guys are able to pull a bit closer. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Newton to throw. And that one is caught. So they convert here, and don't look now, but this one's back to a 1-score game. So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep back over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And sensing the momentum, maybe changing here a little bit. And look at this, another fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Barber on 1st and 10. A big game there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. Nothing too fancy there, a simple toss left, but for whatever reason, the defense, they didn't seem ready for it.
Let me continue on with your thought right there, because after the play was over, I kept my eyes on the defenders. Watch them get off the ground, going back to the huddle.
And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low cost.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Now Newton. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. He was trying to go back to more there, but now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They snap it to Newton. Now a desperation throw, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. Carlton Davis picks it. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. They'll run on 1st down. It's Barber. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Buccaneers,
tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a